Hello, story time. I was in Paris recently, as one does. And anyway, I was perusing, shall we say, and I came across in this little sort of inlet, I think, as part of a main boulevard. It was I don't know, alcove maybe, with various little shops, and they look quite independent and not particularly corporate. Anyway, and as I was walking around this particular, let's say, gallery, I noticed a comic books shop, and as I'm quite into geeky stuff, I thought I'll pop in. Now, as soon as I walked in, there was a what I can only assume to be the proprietor, sitting down with two of his mates, colleagues, whatever. They didn't look like customers. And as soon as he saw me, he started a very loud and very sort of, I wouldn't call it aggressive, but certainly honest tirade in English, very serviceable English, about how he's fed up with tourists walking in, tourists mess up his stock, tourists take away books from one part of a shop and leave it in another, and tourists basically never buy anything, just kind of cause a mess and leave, and he's fed up with tourists and whatever. And I wasn't sure whether he was necessarily addressing me because I was part of said tourists, or whether he was just wanting to share this. But obviously he looked meaningful at me, and I said, okay, and I left. And of course, when I recounted this particular event to other people, they went, "Wow, wow! Did you not get angry? Did you not get upset? I mean, how dare you speak like that with customers? I mean, for all he knew, you could have gone and bought various things, and that's outrageous, and blah blah blah, and all this sort of stuff." And then I went, "Well, to be honest, I didn't actually feel, I didn't feel at the time to be that insulted. I quite appreciated, in a very strange way, I quite appreciated his honesty. I sometimes walk in shops and I could clearly see that the sort of sales advisor, assistant, whatever the terminology is, shop owner, whoever's on the floor at the time, eye me with an element of sort of passive aggressive, like, you're clearly not going to buy anything, mate, just kind of, what are you doing, like taking my attention or wasting my time. And I thought, well, is that better? Is it better to have to feel this kind of judgment and this kind of passive aggressive stare from somebody, or is it better to just have somebody express very directly how they feel about you and how the fact that they don't think you should be in their space? So it's an odd one, but I've learned one thing from the entire experience, which I think is probably going to be useful for most of us. Often we see or interact with people that basically say or do things which we don't like and are directed at us. And I thought, well, maybe we can dislike the behavior, but not the person. And in this case, I think it will definitely be the case. I don't know anything about the person. I don't know anything about the day. I don't know anything about his past experiences that caused him to react in quite an aggressive way towards me. So maybe, even if I dislike the behavior, I appreciate the honesty and I don't have to hate the person. So maybe that's a good thing to walk through life with this mentality where we can dislike what somebody does without hating them dearly. Just a thought.